Chattanooga man is suing a Chattanooga police officer for wrongfully arresting him and for throwing him on the ground during an arrest.
The man says 2 of his ribs were broken during the encounter, and now he wants compensation. Channel 3's Michelle Herron has this 3 Investigates piece.
Larry and Sherry Nance reached out to Channel 3 with their story because they believe the officer's actions are part of a bigger conversation about police brutality. To anyone else, it's just boards and nails. But to Larry Nance, this privacy fence is the line he drew between him and his neighbor, and inadvertently, those who serve and protect.
I've always had respect for law enforcement and people that serve, first responders. I was a fireman after I came out of the Marine Corps.
I'm calling to report a couple of gunshots.
It all started 2 years ago when someone called police saying they heard gunshots in the area. Police checked it out and stopped by the Nance home and left when they found nothing. Several hours later, a different neighbor called 911 saying a truck in Nance's driveway was flashing lights into his windows. Sherry Nance says the family was getting ready for bed when police showed up on her porch.
Said we're done and went to shut the door, and when he did, that's when Officer Kilpatrick opened the screen door and put his hand in and stopped the door.
Larry says he became frustrated when Chattanooga police officer Trent Kilpatrick used cuss words while talking to his wife, and he got up to shut the door.
And I just walked over there and I said, I've heard enough of this crap, and I went to shut the door. And that's when Kilpatrick opened up the screen door and plowed in and grabbed me by my throat.
Larry Nance was placed in handcuffs and escorted to the road, where he was placed in Officer Trent Kilpatrick's police car. But for an unknown reason, records show Kilpatrick took Nance out of the car to place him into another patrol car.
And then the officer Kilpatrick took me out of that car, slammed me down out here in the street while handcuffed in my underwear, and broke 2 of my ribs.
Sherry called 911 asking for a supervisor moments after her husband was arrested for assault on a police officer. The charge was later dropped. Records show an assistant district attorney said there wasn't enough evidence to support the charge, and Kilpatrick could not lawfully enter the home without a warrant. An internal affairs investigation revealed the call was not handled properly. Kilpatrick was suspended without pay, 160 hours for violating department policies on false arrest, use of force, and treatment of prisoners. Kilpatrick's attorney said she couldn't comment on the case, but court records filed on his behalf state Kilpatrick couldn't see Nance's hands while interacting in the doorway and was making sure Nance didn't have a weapon. The documents go on to state Nance lunged at Kilpatrick while being moved from patrol cars, causing Nance to lose his footing and fall. Larry and Sherry disagree. They believe what happened at their home that night is part of a bigger conversation about a growing wall between police and the public.
But this type of thing right here, this cowboy training that he's given, that's what's causing some of this brutality.
There are a lot of good police officers. I've always trusted the police around here. But since this happened, I'm scared to even open my door. I don't want to open my door because if they think they can just walk in your house without a warrant or anything, and when you're not doing anything wrong.
A federal civil jury is set to decide if Larry Nance's constitutional rights were violated later this month. In the studio, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Michelle.